I am creating the world I love. I am thriving in the world I love. I love to be a creator. Doing things I love with people I love, finding joy and not competition, celebrating others. I think that we get away from ourselves and be present in whoever happens to walk into our path in that moment and learn about what they are and who they are. I go, it just gives my life meaning and joy.
Welcome to the Live, Love, Survive, Thrive podcast that helps you embrace life's challenges, grow through adversity, and discover your true potential. I'm your host, Dr. Kimberly Hubinet, anti-aging dentist, widow, author, and inspirational coach. I live by the Can I philosophy, constant and never-ending improvement, and I'm here to help you do the same. Each week, we'll dive into real conversations, powerful stories, and practical tools to help you heal, grow, and thrive. Whether you're rebuilding after loss or ready to step into a more purposeful life, this space is for you. Let's grow, evolve, and thrive together. Hi, everybody. Dr. Kimberly Hubinet here. I am so excited today to share with you a friend that I've known for a long time and a colleague that I've known for over, I think, 12 to 15 years. And she's special to my heart because she helps me out with things and, with life, with living, with all about this podcast is about live, love, survive, and thrive. And Michelle is all about that. Michelle is from Sonoma. I met her about 15 years ago. She and her husband, Dan, have impacted the lives of their 3 sons and their new granddaughter. Basically, her corporate world was changing. And so then she actually found a way to get started with something new. But as far as for our listeners, live, love, survive, and thrive, these people that I interview every month, they're impactful. So listen to the story and listen to how maybe they could affect your lives to help you move forward and thrive. So Michelle, I want to say hello, and I want you to say a little bit about yourself too. Introduce yourself and tell the world what it is about you that is so special.
Well, I think we're all special. That's what I was going to say is every single one of us has a story and we're here to write our story. And I think for me, it's all about being conscious of this incredible gift we're given every single day, another breath, another moment, and to really live our purpose and mission and impact in this world. And I have been blessed, and I think I've been blessed throughout my life in many ways. And which you kind of made me do, think about synthesizing it down to why, it's because I really trust life. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. And so when things fall apart or break down or lose love and loss, all of those things, I'm like, okay, I know that there's a reason, there's a lesson and a season, and this is opening me up to something new and better and who I'm meant to be. And it's the story of my life because of that gift. And I don't know, I think I got it because I was the 4th child. And my mom said, I was the 4th girl, and she said, "Man, I could left you in that playpen till 18 months, man. But when you got out, you just ran, and you kept running since." And I was like, "You left me in a playpen for 18 months?" And I think I saw people walking by, and I remember from as a child, thinking of my older sister and all of my sisters, and I'd watch them, and I go, "Yeah, I won't do that." And it's really what I do. I've traveled and I watch people a lot. I love to.
So can you tell us a little bit about, you have a purpose in
Mm.
life and serving those people in your journey? Can you tell me a little bit about your journey? How you got.
Well, my gosh, I mean, how far do I go back? I was born in Idaho, so I grew up on the land, and I think that's a part of who I am. Nature is everything to me. I know that we're all connected to Earth and who we are, and I always say to my kids, we are spinning on a planet. We're like little ants and animals. We're not that important and significant on a planet in a universe in a solar system, and this is just an incredible gift of this life. But when I was young, I was teased a lot, moved a lot. It was really harder on those times, and I'm really, really sensitive, so I got teased for being a crybaby, but I feel deeply, and I realize that that's what makes me who I am, not that it's a bad thing, but that it's the gift that is who I am, and, I made a few mistakes along the way. I got married because someone asked me, and I tried to get out, and he said no, and I still did it, and I learned that you have to do what you have to do, and you don't give that up to someone else to please them or make them happy, and my life has been a journey of just I feel being in the right place at the right time, but I also believe it's just trusting in the guidance and the gifts that have been given. And I remember when I was in my corporate career, one of the top salespeople in California, and I just decided I wanted to move to New York City. And I'd gone there once and I just fell in love with it. And I let go of my career, and that moved me to relationships in New York and a journey. And in that first year, I'm sitting at my desk going, yeah, this isn't me. I've got to figure out what to do. And I always say, as soon as I am clear in my heart that there's something else, it shows up. And I got a phone call from a competitor saying, you need to come over here and we'd like to talk to you because you're beating us out on contracts. And I went over and said, "If you're not different, really, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong I wouldn't be happy here and you wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be successful. I don't like this industry for these reasons." And he was the president of the company. He kicked me out of his office.
Oh gosh.
He said, "Why are you here?" I go, "Well, because you called me because I'm beating you on contracts, but I'm really gonna leave the industry." And he said, "Well, you can leave my office." And
Okay.
I was like, "Yeah, I shouldn't be so honest." But he called me 2 weeks later and said, "I'm from IBM. I wanted to get into IBM forever. Nobody can, and I'll give you IBM all over the world and pay you." And I was like, "That is something I want," because I applied to work for IBM and I didn't get the job. So I was like, "Oh my gosh," and it was a small software consulting firm. I knocked on their door for 6 months, got no's, 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 and he said, "You've got, like, 1 month to go," and so I pulled out their annual report and I called every single vice president in the company, and one of their secretaries or assistants said, "Let me get you an appointment." And that vice president said, "You, young lady, are in the right place at the right time. We're a hardware manufacturer. We need to create solutions, and we don't know we don't have the expertise to write software, and can you go to Kentucky tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And then I get to Kentucky and I'm in a room of 20 men, a long table. This is way back in the '80s. There weren't very many women in business, let alone in that room. And they're talking about robotics and all of these things they're doing. And I was like, we're a financial services company. We do financial systems, not robotics, and automate manufacturing plants. And I think that this is the gift. And I think we all have this gift if we trust it. And I just sat there like, I got nada. And as soon as they finished talking, I just said the truth. What you're doing is the future. I want to be a part of it. I will get you the expertise you need when you need it so you can finish your product on time. You will not pay for my time, the project manager's time, the recruiter's time. I just want to make sure this project is successful for you. And they said, "You young lady are the first person who didn't tell us how great you are. You told us how you could help us." And I think that really is when you say mission, I know that I'm here to serve. I know that I'm here to help and to make a difference in the world. And when we talk about, you said loss of a love, I loved what I did. I traveled the world. I was making a ton of money. I was a ton of relationships, a ton of impact, and was a $50 million business in 5 years. And I went to work one day. My relationship with my ex was breaking down because he wasn't being faithful, and at the same time, had to move. So I went to work, and the president told me he sold his company, and that was like, "Are you kidding me?" And of course, the new person didn't want to pay me because I'd already built it for them. And so, anyway, that was that moment when I was like, okay, you would never make this happen. It was in September, I remember in New York in my apartment and saying, there's a reason. Why would you take away my relationship, my job, my career? And it was a loss of everything that I loved. And I just heard a message that said September or July 1st. And I was like, okay, it was September. July 1st, the next 9 months, I'm just going to play. I'm going to travel and do things and have fun and get ready for whatever is next. And the next thing that happened was someone reached out, or the president called me in and said, "We need to change your compensation plan. We can't pay you this." And I said, "Well, it's a 90-day notice," and 90 days was July 1st. So I was like, "Wow, that's a confirmation I'm supposed to let go on July 1st." And then my brother I introduced him to an acting teacher, Sanford Meisner, who started the group theaters, said, "You need to go meet Sandy because it'll be a right place, another opportunity for you." And I was like, "I don't want to act." And he goes, "It doesn't matter." And I went and met with him, and he said, "I have a spot July 1st. I never take people who aren't actors, but I'm interested in what you want, what you're doing." And so I went to the West Indies for 30 days, on July 1st, hopped on a plane, went to the West Indies as I just gave him notice June 15th that I was leaving that company. And so it was like, I feel like life has given me these stepping stones because I mean, that was one of the top experiences of my life, and it ended up moving me to LA and doing some other things out there, but in that journey, I was also meditating and met just an incredible, powerful master of this and traveled to Australia for 6 weeks with him and came back from Australia and got asked by his campaign or the person who he stayed with when he was in LA to go on the road and on a presidential campaign.
So would you say that that was the main pain point of your career where you got, like, laid off or told you didn't have that?
I think loss happens every day. It happens a lot, right? Loss of love is when what we love in that moment. I mean, losing my dad and my mom, but the blessing of having them in my life, especially at the end of their life. I have lost actually, I could cry now, but this is funny so this is loss. When a good friend, South African. He went to school with my oldest son for 2 years in high school, and then they went back to South Africa. And Pablo, our son, came down one day in the summer and said Sebastian would like to come back and graduate. And he came back and lived with us for that last year of school, and he became our 4th son. An incredible man, and he was killed when he graduated from Berkeley, riding a bike on his way to go see someone and say goodbye, and that was a big loss.
Mm.
But, we all feel blessed that he was in our life, and he connected us, and he inspired me because I think this goes along with what I believe. He said, "You only have today and tomorrow." And he had his calendar, which was today 3 things. These 3 things I wanna do today, and what doesn't get done today goes to tomorrow, and tomorrow's 3 things. He goes, "3 things a day is a big deal." An accomplishment, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and he was so wise beyond his years, but yeah, I miss him.
Wow. That's a big impact there.
Impact on all of us.
And the thing I admire about you is that you're always evaluating, changing, re-looking at your life and seeing how you can improve your life. For since I've met you, you've always been a positive, you've always been giving to anybody that is your friend and your colleagues. And I
Thank you.
admire that about you. You
Thank
have so much to give to somebody, to everybody. You
Well, I
know,
think I love deeply when you say live, I love my life. I love the people in my life. I love having a purpose in my life. I love knowing that I can change someone's life by helping them learn something. I mean, I feel, how could I be more blessed? I've been given something that lives in my life that can go anywhere in the world with me, that's taken me all over the world because I do love to travel. I do love to be around people. And I do want to light up a room when I walk into it because I want to light up the light in other people.
I have a question for you about your life. How do you stay connected to joy and when it means something in the hard days and the easy days? How do you
Well,
stay connected?
I definitely find stillness. I meditate. Like this morning, we're in this running world of we're running, and I was forced myself to sit down, set a timer. And this morning, even thought this world is spinning so fast right now. It's just the energy and I know the planets and all of those others are a part of it. But I was like, I need to do this 3 times a day because it's just, I felt this internal, just pulling and shifting inside of me, and I just this it's out there, so of course it's in here, and so it's really, the practice, to have a practice of following Sebastian's guidance and 3 things every day. I make a long list, and then I always go, "Okay, what are the 3?" Circle them because then I could achieve what Sebastian helped me to be simple with and not overwhelm myself with, but I still can do that. But I really think it's, a walk, it's with friends. I just finished pickleball, doing things I love with people I love, finding joy and not competition, celebrating others. I think that we get away from ourself and be present in whoever happens to walk into our path in that moment and learn about what they are and who they are. I go, it just gives my life meaning and joy.
And is there a mantra or a quote that gets you through difficult seasons?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. I do have one. It's on my phone, and I'm trying to think of what it is right now. Is that so funny? It's supposed to be the first thing I look at this morning, and I haven't looked at it this morning. And it is, what does it say? I am creating the world I love. I am thriving in the world I love. I love to be a creator.
Ooh, that's you. It's totally you. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. One of my good friends who she does a chakra attunement, so that also gives me a place. I have to go turn off my phone and everything, and I sit there for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and she just kind of helps breathe and align our energy so that we're focused and calm, and I need people to help me. I know that. I think we all need people, and that's why it's so important that we remember that and we come together because I think my mother taught me one thing. Her most important value was peace.
Hey, listeners that live, love, survive, and thrive. You're listening to my podcast, and I'm so happy to have Michelle Skaff here with me, and she's fully a blessing. The other thing I want to ask you, Michelle, is what does living fully mean to you now? What are
Mm,
you doing now?
question. I just want to say, since she did a little thing, I'm going to talk about Kim because I hate the dentist, and she's my dentist, and she puts up with me because that's the one time I'm sitting there going. "Arr, arr, arr." So anyway, I love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the question was, what do I what?
So, what is it that you are doing now,
So,
currently?
the reason I love this question is I'm 71. I gotta
Look
tell
great. You don't look
but
71, that's for
I
sure.
have been reversing aging for 17 years. I mean, this is another gift in my life. I just feel a blessed gift. My ex, who was the bad guy, reached out 25 years later and said, "You need to learn about this company. It's your right place, right time opportunity again." And I was like, "Ugh," like, and so I ignored it, and then he came back with something else, and I ignored it, and finally, he told a story of a neck injury. I had a neck injury and was in chronic pain for 10 months. I feel blessed that I had that neck injury because it was the only reason I watched, looked at this information. And when I saw it, I thought, "Is this real?" And I flew out because I trusted my gut to go see, what is this? And I saw that it was real and it was huge, and I was blessed to be again in the right place at the right time. But it also taught me, that to be conscious that what we think, our body, aging is inevitable. Our body breaks down and there's nothing we can do about it but take supplements and try to get the right food next, all of those things. But this is a biotech company that I was introduced to that literally has research and patents on plants, patented and proven to turn signals on in our cells. Our cells are consciously working to protect us every single day, our eye cells, brain cells, gut cells, heart cells, and when we're young, they do an incredible job, but they get damaged and they break down, and that's why we age, and that's why we start to take all these other things versus this company, everything we do is plants, so it's a nutraceutical, it's not a pharmaceutical, it's not medicine, it's plant medicine that turns signals on in your cells to get your body doing what it did when you were young. And when your body is doing what it did when you were young, guess what? You're younger, right? You are.
Right.
Your cells are healthier. It reverses the damage and the aging in your cells, and that means you. And that's why at 71, I don't take medications, thank God, because my body and my cells have been activated on all of these products for all of these years. So I feel blessed because I don't know what I'd do with everything that lives in my heart and everything that I wanna do if I didn't have this body, a healthy one to carry me and to keep me excited and passionate with what I'm doing. So I'm grateful for that gift because it'd be 72 in October. We're doing a 150th birthday party for our house, which is outside that window. You might be able to see her. But
Wow.
anyway, I go, she's 150 and I'm half her age almost. But aging is weird. Being 71 was like, being 60 was a big one. I was like, oh, I'm so depressed. And then it just fueled me to do more, to value more. And 70 is no different. I have bigger dreams and bigger hopes, but I also at a point in my life, and this is the best thing about 70, where it's like, who cares? It doesn't matter. You know, what you do in the moment is what matters. And it's not what we achieve or what we accomplish or the money we make, but it's really who we are in that moment. And that's why at this age in my life, I want to enjoy it. One, I want to laugh and love more. I want to be with people who inspire me, who collaborate and do more to what can we do in our community? What can we do in the world? All of those things every day, there's an opportunity to step up and stand up to help someone or a movement or whatever that thing is. And I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I feel an urgency of time. I've told my kids I've been reversing aging for 17 years, so I'm going to live to 120, get used to it. And I hope that I can because I feel the world is advancing. The science is advancing. We're understanding, our DNA and things are going to come out and help us all live a healthier, longer life. And I like it here. I'm happy. I want to stay.
Well, you look great.
Thanks, son.
Folks, think about this. When we're depressing, if you lost your loved one, you're in this depression mode, try to get out of your funk. And, for me, actually, I've been doing this anti-aging stuff as well, and I feel like that really helped me not feel so depressed when my husband passed away. I feel like if I wasn't on this journey of health as well, I would have been deeper, worse, and more depressed and overwhelmed than I was. But I felt a sense of well-being for all these years, and basically, I just let life take its place after Mark passed away, and I did also feel emotional, obviously, ups and downs, but I think that taking, some of these, like, supplements that I do, oh,
Not
I
a
feel
supplement.
like God. It's like the things that I do with my body, I feel like my brain and my body are just helped, like, I can't explain it,
I
but
love that you said that.
yeah, I can't explain because I'm balanced.
But I say to people, imagine if your cells are sick, it's why I mean, every disease is damage to your cells and organs, and cells make up tissues, which make up organs, which make up systems, and healthy. So you need healthy cells because that's where it all starts. But I love what you said there because I was thinking about. I'm going to tell a little story about our newest cell activator, which is all about your microbiome. And I have done everything for all of, all of these things. I've done it because I've a habit and was doing it. And this new product came out that is like literally activating everything and really repairing the gut. It came out in October, and my husband was saying to me through the summer, "Sweetie, I think you should see a doctor." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're just not. You're repeating yourself. I don't know. It just seems like something's off." And I was like, I knew it. Like my brain, I was like, God, I'm just fuzzy. I feel like I can't focus. I can't concentrate. I can't get anything done. And so literally, I'm a little bit scared. Like that makes me cry because I was like, huh? And anyway, when it came out, I was like, I wasn't going to do it because I was like, I'm good. I've got this stuff. And anyway, one of doctors around me said, get off of what you're doing and try it and see if it works and you have a difference. And the first thing that happened for me was I dreamt. I never dreamed before. I never would well, I'm sure I dreamed, I just didn't remember my dreams, and Danny, my husband, would go, "Oh, this is my dream last night." I was like, "Blah." I was like, "Huh? What that?" And so I dream now, and that's been just a beautiful, beautiful gift. But the other thing is, when I just cleansing just a lot of things from this part happened, but literally in 6 weeks, I got my brain back. And, like, I was just playing pickleball, and this guy they're all tennis players and really good, and he goes, "Man, you have gotten so good. You're" he goes, like, you just got those ball things that you never would have gotten before." And I said, "I can actually see and track the ball, and I couldn't before." And I don't other than my ADD because I move too fast. It's changed my life. It changed my life. It's crazy. And I didn't know that it needed it. But, my husband now says, "Okay, I liked it better when your brain was snow anyway." Eh, but I'm grateful for you, and I love your story, and that's why I'm here. When I think of impact, when you tell your story, it makes me so grateful because I had a little part of that. Just like someone reached out and changed my life, I reached out and you learned, and you decided and you changed lives, and you've reached out and helped other people. So I think that's our purpose here. We each have 2 hands for a reason. Let me help you. Come on, let me help you. Let me go help you, right? And that's why I love what I do because it's allowed me to have a business that lives in my life and can take me anywhere and everyone in the world I can help. But it's allowed me to partner with people like you who I never, we wouldn't have the relationship we have. And people are everything to me. And that's why I feel like at this point in my life, am like I just said with this story that just happened in October, I am back. And I go, "I'm back. Come on, let's go." I just wanna change more lives. And I am thinking, "Why wouldn't I? What else
Yeah.
would I do? Like pickleball all day long? No." But I do honestly, truly believe because there was a time, I promise you, when I was with my ex and nothing was working, and I just was it was hard. Life was hard and things I was in a bad relationship and, I wanted to stay because I wanted it to work and I didn't wanna fail and all of the things that I held that so important what other people thought of me. And when I finally just prayed and said well, I actually said, "If this happens again, I have no choice." And I made a decision. But I ended up going to Betty Ford when he went to Betty Ford and went to Al-Anon, and Al-Anon, that's what I thank him because he took me to Al-Anon and I learned what a caretaker I am, and that was a lesson I needed to learn. So that was a breakdown of a relationship to a breakthrough to how I have relationships moving forward. But also that same guy who did that is the guy that brought me to this company. So everybody it's just crazy in my life. I just go, people when someone said it come for a reason or a season, I mean, it's interesting how people somebody goes, "You know that person? You know that?" I go, "How can we know each other?" It's just something in the universe that is magically bringing us together if we stay and open up and receive it.
Mhm. That's it. So, folks, listeners of Live, Love, Survive, Thrive, think about what we've talked about today. What's the impact that you want to place in the world? And if this really intrigues you, tell the listeners, Michelle, how they can get in contact with you. It's really
Love
interesting.
it if you get in contact with me. Well, first of all, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, probably too much. This is a great story. I'm sure we're finishing up, but let me just say it was Christmas and I walked into this party and this woman was standing there with her husband. She goes, "Why do you do that?" And I was like, "Hi, do I know you?" She goes, "Why do you do that?" I said, "Do what?" And she goes, "That social media stuff. Like, why do you do that?" I know. And there's all these people around me staring at me, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, you caught off guard. And why is this person attacking me? And what is it that I did? All of those are the emotions that go in your head. But I thought, why do I do this? And that's what I taught my team. I go, wow, it was a really good question. Like, why do I do this? And so when I said, why do I do this? That's a good, thank you for asking me because I haven't thought about that. But you know why I'm on social media all the time? Because I want to change a lot of lives. And I used to have to travel all over the world to be in front of people and at meetings and at events to teach them. But social media allows me to teach wherever I am and help people that want to watch me learn. So, anyway, it was a really life-changing moment. So now I'm on social media more, and I just saw her at a thing this last Monday, and she goes, "It seems like you've ramped up your social media." And I go, "Yes, and I wanna thank you for that."
And was it a good thing for
No,
her?
she does not like me at all.
Oh.
She doesn't like me, but that's what I said to what else? I'm not here to serve everybody. We can't serve everybody. If somebody doesn't like you, that's not about you. You're you, be you. And if somebody doesn't like you, don't take it personally, let it go. Have fun with it. That's why I was like, me, you saved my life. Thank you. I'm now, you know, because of you. But I forgot your question. I'm sorry.
But where else can how they can
Oh,
find.
how to learn about me. That's a good question. So,
Yeah,
yes, please. I have Michelle Skaff on Instagram and Facebook. I used to have a website and people don't do it, but I do have a spot to go learn, and I'll give you the links, but the beactivated.com is where you can learn and see 32 studies on a natural product, which we both started to take in the very beginning. 32 studies independently done on cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's and other conditions simply because these 5 plants were proven to be a breakthrough in science, and there's a video that will help you understand that part of it. And then reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. I will also send a link to my website, or
great.
we'll figure that out. But it's Michelle Scaff. Love to hear from you. Send me a message and let's connect. I always love to help. I always say, people go, "Who do you help?" And I go, "People who love to learn." Because if you're not, someone's not interested in learning, I'm just like, that's okay. Not everybody is, right?
Right. One last question is, what legacy or message do you hope your story leaves behind to the world?
That's going to make me cry. My husband says that I have this ability to walk in the room and make everybody feel better. And my legacy, I hope, is, you know, he is an amazing human being and he celebrates me. And I hope that I'm half as incredible as a human as he is. And that, my boys, I mean, legacy, what I do is I always go, I just want to make sure you never have to worry about anything in life because I feel in this world right now, you know, it's hard, especially for this next generation with everything happening in AI and everything else. So my legacy is leaving a place that's better for my children, leaving them safe in this world and helping them. But really my legacy is I just think what my husband said, I just want to make someone's life, my community, the world better and be a shooting star.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure my listeners totally appreciate your story and your why. And I'm so glad that I had the chance to talk to you and catch up with you again today.
I love
Thank you
you, and
so
I'm
much.
so grateful you asked me because I haven't thought about these things. So, thank you for giving me this beautiful space and these questions and you I miss you and just thank you for asking me and opening my heart to actually think about these things. So, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too.
And folks, this was Live, Love, Survive, Thrive with Kimberly Hubinet and Michelle Skaff. Stay tuned for our next time when we talk a little bit more about life. This is Live, Love, Survive, Thrive. Signing off. Say bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Live, Love, Survive, Thrive. I hope our time together has inspired you to embrace life's challenges, find the courage to overcome obstacles, and create a life filled with love, purpose, and fulfillment. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Your feedback means the world to me, and to help us continue to bring you stories and tools to empower your journey. And if you have a story of resilience, transformation, or thriving after adversity, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me directly at livelovesurvivethrive@gmail.com. You never know, your story might just be the inspiration someone else needs to hear. To learn more about me and my work, visit my website at www.drkimberlyhubinet.com. While you're there, be sure to check out my current book, Grid. Once in a lifetime, you get to start over. A guide to rebuilding and rediscovering life after loss. Get a sneak peek at my upcoming book, Live, Love, Survive, Thrive, a powerful companion to this podcast, and a heartfelt roadmap to reclaiming joy, resilience, and meaning after life's toughest seasons. You can also connect with me on social media. Follow me on Facebook at author Dr. Kimberly and follow me on Instagram with the same name. And subscribe to my YouTube channel at Live, Love, Survive, Thrive for more inspiration and insights. Remember, you have the power within you to write your story and thrive beyond your wildest imaginations. Keep relearning to live, love, survive, thrive every single day. Until next time, I'm Dr. Kimberly Hubinet, and this is Live, Love, Survive, Thrive.